Welcome back to our channel. So today we want to talk to you about our experience in Vietnam. We didn't get the chance to fully talk about it while we were in Vietnam because there was a lot going on and not much time for us to sit down and really talk to y'all and then edit that video. So we're going to do it now. Our full experience starting from day one.
We're going to talk about our experience starting from before we even got to Vietnam. I want to add that caveat. And I'm also going to add a disclaimer because we've been asked a couple times, not a lot, but more often than I thought we would ask, why did we leave Vietnam early? We thought you guys were enjoying it. And so I don't like painting a picture that's not true, right? There were some good spots in our trip. And then there's the other side that we're going to talk about. And for me, and just my personality and what we're trying to do with this channel is paint a picture that life happens and that no matter where you go in life, literally, different territories, cities, zip codes, countries, you're not going to always like it, right? And you're going to sometimes love it, right? So there you have it. Like, if you think it's too raunchy or if you feel that energy already, this isn't a video for you, but we're gonna keep it real and raw, right? Because people don't know stuff until they, get into it, right? You're not gonna know anything about Vietnam or Thailand or Malaysia or Singapore, any of these countries until you go there, right? Or until you hear about other people's experience.
Well, I gotta add into that because we were hearing other people's experience and it made us feel like our experience would be the same
Similar.
as theirs.
True. Yeah.
And you also have to keep in mind that your experience, even though you're going to the same exact place, can be 100% different because we're all different, So also keep that in mind. Just because somebody on social media is showing you one thing doesn't mean that's how your situation is going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just because Google or ChatGPT says something, because now we're in a digital age where you ask, right? These automated bots, questions, and from an emotional standpoint, you're never gonna know until you fully experience it.
Yes, you have to go yourself.
Yeah, and that experience comes with timing, and that experience comes with other liabilities, right? Or other dependents, right?
Yes. So, day one started on Wednesday. What was that?
Yeah, the 10th.
Wednesday the 10th.
That's when we're gonna fly out.
We were supposed to fly out on the 10th. So I had applied for our visa for Vietnam on that Sunday before.
Yeah, so 3 days prior, right?
Yep, So we knew we needed our visa, we knew we needed our passports, and we knew we needed our plane tickets.
Yep.
So, on Sunday, you applied for those Vietnam visas.
Yep.
And you got a confirmation, okay? So we thought this confirmation was enough to get into Vietnam.
Yep. And it sounds silly, and it may sound like kind of premature to think that, but I'll tell you why. Thailand, you go to the airport, right? You go to I may be saying the Bangkok airport wrong. The Serbanima airport, but it's the BKK airport. It's the airport in Bangkok. You go there and you're trying to fly out somewhere. These airports and systems, they're linked, right? They told us we wouldn't. You can't fly unless you have the necessary documentation. Even though you're leaving that country, the country you're leaving from won't allow you to leave unless you have the appropriate documentation. Which can be good and bad, right? I get the premise and the safety and all the protocols behind it. But Thailand knew we had to leave. They gave us, we're on a 90-day tourist visa, so we have to leave by a certain day, right? And Vietnam knew we were applying for a visa itself, right? So there is some sort of transaction going on where both parties know what we're doing, all right? So just a caveat. Hopefully that makes sense to what Lauren's gonna get at.
So we get to the airport and we get to our airline Emirates, which was a great airline. Would definitely recommend them if you want to fly to the 3 locations
Yes,
that they
Vietnam.
fly from.
It's Hong Kong specifically, and Dubai.
In Dubai, yeah. So if you're flying to those places out of Thailand, would definitely recommend Emirates. So we're in line to check our luggage, and they tell us that, oh, we need a visa. So we're like, okay. So we show them the email. Here's our confirmations, and they're like, no, like that's not how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be a letter that is sent to you from the immigration in Vietnam, and it has a QR code. Okay, so that's how you know the difference.
Yeah, right.
No QR code in the email confirmation, but there will be a QR code on this separate letter from immigration saying that you're approved to come in.
Yeah.
So backtrack. When we Googled, we did use Google. When we Googled about getting the visas for Vietnam, it said 3 days. So we're thinking that, we should get it in time.
Yeah.
But then we got that email and we thought, okay, we were good. So, okay, we're at the checked luggage and they're saying that you need your visas before you can even get on the plane to enter into Vietnam.
Before we can even get to TSA, we can't even check in our bags.
Yeah, you can't get on the plane at all unless you have that. So they told us we close this counter at this time, and so if you don't have it by that time, you can't get on the plane.
Yeah.
We didn't have it by that time, so we missed our flights. And before the plane took off, we ended up calling, I guess it was Booking.com or Cheapo Air. I think it was
for the
Cheapo
flights.
Air.
Yeah.
He called Cheapo Air and he moved our flights because we knew we weren't going to make it to that flight that Wednesday night. So he moved it to Sunday night. Okay, so we're like, all right, we just got to sit around here and wait until we get approved. I'm like chat GPTing it. Everything is saying it should be done in 3 days. It was 3 days for us, and that wasn't the case. So, I guess we just weren't lucky in that aspect. So that was the first real setback, and we had to get a hotel and spend a little bit more money and wait until Sunday.
Yeah, so that's spending more than we forecast and thought, because we're staying in Bangkok. Staying in Bangkok was actually, was nice, because we what this whole thing is, we didn't really want to even leave Thailand, at least yet. So we were treating this as a business decision, right? We had to go here to to make good on leaving in time, because we're on a tourist visa, and then to get a longer visa to come back. So Vietnam was ultimately a border run, and we were going to make it a trip because it's a whole new country.
Yes, and we were excited to experience Vietnam because of all the videos that we watched about it. Fun fact, we were considering going to Vietnam over Thailand for about 2 months.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks we were thinking about, because it looked similar, it looked nice compared to Thailand, and then we heard it was just much cheaper. So we'll get into that, of course.
But so we were thinking, let's make it a trip. Vietnam's gonna be amazing, and then also this trip is for us to apply for our long-term visa, come back into Thailand, and live out our lease agreement. Okay, so we moved our flights to Sunday. This is the last day that we can legally be in Thailand. So Thursday morning at 9 a.m., Deshaun, we're sitting at breakfast at the hotel that we chose, and Deshaun just says, we got our visas. Now we know what they look like. They had sent them separately, Zakoya first, and then Zavi, and then who, me and then you?
Yeah, something like that. All within 50 to 60 minutes, within under an hour.
Yes.
And immigration, they open at 9. I looked at the hours.
Yes.
8 or 9, and they processed it within an hour, right? So
they approved all of our visas. It took, I guess, exactly 4 days for our visas to be approved.
Well,
not fully.
Not really, because we applied. We applied Sunday night, Sunday afternoon. It was around 4 or 5 o'clock.
Sun went down. Yeah.
So that's not a business day, but you had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 3 business days.
Yeah.
And mind you, immigration opens at either 8 or 9. So we got it. We started getting them at 9:05 on Thursday.
Right.
And I moved the flight. So and my process in moving the flight 3 days later or 4 days later was, if it's not gonna come within the next couple of hours Wednesday night, it's probably not gonna come till in a couple days. You know,
Yes, that's what he
God
was
forbid
thinking.
next week, not just the next morning. So we were all feeling bad. It's like, man, we could have gotten approved for this within time or even before we even got to the airport.
Yeah, of
because
course
we
we could.
got approved just the morning,
Yeah,
barely them
very next
opening.
morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
we really could have got approved, so we were just like, wow, like we just missed our flights. And then on top of that, Deshaun moved it to Sunday. So now we got our visas, we got everything we need on Thursday. And we gotta wait Friday, Saturday, Sunday because the flight always goes out at night.
Yes, so we could have flew out Thursday night. Or again, this is just my weird thinking, and I have nothing to do and nothing against how systems are ran in any country. But if we got approved, Vietnam can see some of that. Like, they can see that we approved for our visas. So we could have flew. It's a late flight. And we would have got, if we had to just stay in the airport before we go to the TSA in Da Nang, before we go to immigration, cool, but we would have got our visas. Anyway, I say all that to say this, that ended up costing us about an extra $700 between moving the flight and staying in Bangkok, just because we got our visas, I would say 10 to 11 hours too late. So.
Yes, so it cost us. So pushing till Sunday when our flight is supposed to take off. I just have to say this. So we ended up finding out, because you didn't even know, that we stayed a day later in Thailand. We didn't even know. So we left on the 14th and we were supposed to leave on the 13th, which was Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was on our passport. So
Yeah.
Thailand is so nice. They are so
Freebie.
kind. They told us initially, oh, you stayed an extra day. It's okay, you just pay a little bit,
Pay
you
a
pay
fee.
a fine.
Yeah, I was willing to pay. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
As
so
long
we were
as the stuff
willing to
flies.
pay. We were like, oh my gosh, we didn't know. They're like, it's okay. So we're getting through TSA, and this is when you're supposed to pay when you're going out of TSA. And they just say, we're gonna give you an extra 24 hours
Yeah.
onto the time you're supposed to be here, so you don't have to pay anything.
Right.
So I just have to say that we experienced so much kindness in Thailand. I was expecting that same kindness when we got into Vietnam.
Right. That's kind of where we screwed up. We were a little jaded a bit from the experience, the positive experience we had in Thailand.
Yeah.
Although they're 2 different countries,
Yes.
Right,
That's
like,
what we learned.
that's what we kind of messed up.
We are not doing that going forward ever again. Like thinking that just because everybody on YouTube says all these amazing things about a place has nothing to do with what our experience is going to
Our
actually
personal
be like.
experience.
And just because we're having such a great time in one country, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a great time in another. So, learning process for us, of course. We're always learning on our slow travel around the world. So that's what I think. They allowed us to get a 24 hours added on to our tourist visa the time that we were there. So kind. And after that, we obviously got on the plane and we went to our hotel.
Yeah, so going to the airport, we got through immigration. Real quick about immigration, another thing that I think bothered Lauren a little bit more than I did. Going through immigration, we do the wheelchair because of our son, right? It helps us fast track without an extra cost because he can't wait in line, and he's ultimately going to disturb the process with us and everybody else. So we just make it easy for us to fast track with the wheelchair. However, our first experience with us being split up with the wheelchair was in Da Nang. So that means one person with one person in a wheelchair.
Right. Even though we're a family of 4 come together.
Correct.
They were like, only one of us. So on that time, I went with Zavi, and Zakoya was freaking out because it's hard for them to separate from me.
Yeah.
So I just ended up bringing Zakoya with me, even though like they were upset about that. They were like, no, only one person. But I'm like, she's a 4-year-old little girl, like, and she is gonna cry out here if she has to stand in this line. You know, initially that's how I'm thinking. So they let her through, but I could tell that they were very upset about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. You guys have your laws and stuff. So I apologized, but I'm just trying to make it a smooth process for our kids flying in at midnight in a whole new country. So we ended up getting through TSA, the 3 of us, and then Deshaun had to stand in the line. And so how long were you in the line?
45 minutes to like an hour. And then we got through. They still had to wait for the bag, so that wasn't too much of a problem.
Yeah.
Luckily, the airport is not huge, so our baggage claim, we just went out.
Yep. A very, very pretty airport. It was very organized in there.
Yeah,
so we went over and got our money. We got our dong, and we were waiting for the grab, which was extremely quick, really convenient. Night and day from transportation in Thailand.
Yeah, I would say
the
highlight, or one of the best things, if not the best thing, was the transportation. Not only was it's affordable. It's cheap considerably, right? It's synonymous to what we've been doing in Thailand. But it's faster, so I think Lauren made a good point. There's probably just more Grab drivers. Although a place like Thailand has Grab and Bolt, they just have Grab there, and it's just way more people available to do that service. So that's very convenient because again, we have kids, and convenience is our number one thing with doing this. If it's just us two, experiences would be different.
Right.
But there's no patience factor with children, with our children. So
so for our children, we're still working on that with them.
Yeah.
Learning to wait.
Yeah,
and
but
that you don't get everything right now when you ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that too, it's late and they're tired. Kids are kids, right? I mean, I think we're all tired. So having that convenience with a quick, turnaround and service is good. So the Grab was great there. So we grabbed to our hotel.
We grabbed to our hotel. So let's talk to you a little bit about the hotel experience before we got to Vietnam. So we had one hotel booked for about 4 months.
Yeah.
It was a really good price. That's why we ended up choosing the hotel.
Yeah.
But we started seeing bad reviews. So
it was questionable, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of questionable reviews on Agoda and Google. So Deshaun decided hey, let's switch it up. So we found another hotel in Da Nang that the pictures look good, the reviews were really good. The day that we were at the airport, they text him on WhatsApp and said that we are going to keep you in this room that you booked for 2 days, and then we are going to move you to another room inside of the same building, because this person who was texting us said that they own like 30 rooms inside of this one building, and we can just move you to another room that's even better than the pictures and all this. And initially, I feel like if we booked a hotel for 2 to 3 weeks, I feel like we should be in that room that we booked for 2 to 3 weeks. So I felt like we shouldn't even go with that option. We have 2 kids that I wanted them to be in a settled location. It helps a lot with our son, who has autism. A lot of changing and moving for him can be
a lot.
Yeah, it can be a lot. Like a lot of transitioning for him can be a lot. So I would prefer to be at one place for the remainder of our time in Vietnam, and then we can always venture out. But then we have this place as our temporary home. So I told him to just say never mind. So the third location that we found It was good reviews on Agoda and on Google. Oh, it was a 4.2 on Google, and Agoda it was an 8. So of course, if you know, it could be higher. But I felt like that was good.
Yeah.
And I'm basing that off of our time in America. You can be in a really good 3-star hotel. So if you're in a 4-star hotel, you know it's going to be of a certain standard. So when we got to our 4-star hotel with 4.2 review, stars out of 5 review, we saw that that's not the case when you get into Vietnam.
Right.
So we get to this hotel. I guess we can type a name if we want to.
Yeah, we check in, you know, it's getting closer to midnight. So.
Yep. It is midnight this time. We landed at 10:40 and we were in there for like an hour and 30 minutes. So it was probably like 11:30 to midnight at this time because it took like 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
So it's midnight at this time and we pay for our room. We decided to get 2 separate rooms. So we could have a room next to the kids.
Right.
We go into the kids' room first because they're really tired and they need to be clean so they can go to bed. So we're giving them a shower. And the kids are asking me, well, where do we put our clothes? There's a little laundry basket that's under the desk where you would put your laptop. So I say, put it in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Deshaun is in the bathroom with them, cleaning them up for their bedtime. And I go next door to our room and I'm about to take off my jacket. And I look into our laundry basket and I see a used condom in it. So I go right back into the room where he's drying them at this point. And I'm like, we're not gonna stay here long. We're not gonna stay here long. And he's asking me why. And I'm saying, well, you're safe. You're safe. I don't like talking about that stuff around Sequoia because she hears everything and I don't want her to get curious and then God forbid she ends up trying to touch it or put it in her mouth because she still puts things in her mouth. So I didn't want to say nothing around them. I'm like, put them to sleep and then we can handle this. So that's what we did. So after the kids were in their beds, we went downstairs and we talked to the receptionist. And he's apologetic and he's like, we're gonna go ahead and just grid you another room. So, room number 2. We go upstairs, he goes with us, and we're looking at the room to see if it's good enough. There's 3 beds. I guess it's like 3 queens, right?
Yeah, it was too many beds.
Yeah, it's 3 queen beds in one room.
Too many. We only need one.
So I'm walking, Deshaun goes right to the bathroom. I'm walking over here towards the window, and in the corner, I see 2 used condoms on the floor. So I'm like, I call the guy over here, I guess he's the hostess, I call him over, and I pointed out, and he's like, oh my gosh, taking pictures of it, I'm so sorry. We're on the translator app because he doesn't speak any English, and we're telling them that we are going to be getting a refund for the
rest of our
stay here. Yes, because we don't want to stay in a place that they don't clean. It doesn't seem like they clean after people leave. So if you see a used condom on the ground, I'm wondering, is the sheets clean? Is the bathroom clean? Like, you really just don't know. And I don't want to experience that. I don't want our kids to experience that. And part of me wishes that we just woke them up and just got up and left that hotel at 1:30 in the morning and just started walking the streets to like look for another hotel because I could barely sleep in that hotel. I'm just the type of person that I need things to be clean. I mean, he is too. We're very clean people, and especially when we're going to a hotel that is a 4-star, we're expecting a certain standard of clean, and that's something that they did not deliver at all. And
Yeah, so sleep was hard. I mean, I had between 2 and 3 hours of sleep. So,
Yeah,
and then
sleep
woke
was
up,
hard.
I was just looking at other options.
Yes, so that was gonna be our day. We were like, we need to find another hotel. We we need to find a place that is actually clean. We need to see the room first, and then we can go ahead and book. So after we found another place, we did find another place that we really liked a lot. We had to go back to the initial hotel and check out. So we're trying to check out, and we're asking for a refund. And of course, things aren't gonna go smoothly with that.
Yeah.
And they're telling us no.
Yeah,
They're telling us that we can't get our money back because we didn't accept the third option, the third room option that they were expecting us to just stay in. They were offering us free fruit, and they offered us another room. And I didn't want it. I didn't want any parts of it because it was 2 rooms that we went into that you didn't clean properly.
Correct.
I don't see you cleaning the third room properly.
Yeah, and I'm like, why wasn't this? They were gonna upgrade us to the, the nuance with being outside the States, and just, in a few of the places we went to, we haven't scratched the surface yet, is they have these 2-bedroom, two bath like units or apartments for short term or long term stays. So that's like within a hotel. Those are options that we're seeing more and more of. So they were gonna supposedly give us that option. In my head, I'm like, why wasn't that option given to us yesterday? Why?
Yeah.
Because we're serious. We're trying to leave, right? That means you guys got to fork up the other 21 nights that we're gonna try to recoup. So now you would give us something that's more expensive. Why didn't you just do that last night? So that was in my head, because as we get into like their policy, right? Now this is why I'm like all kind of circumventing off of what happened the day of the flight or our initial flight. And it's like, man, like this energy is just following us, because I'm like, we really didn't do anything wrong. We actually still stayed the night there.
And we were fine with them charging us for that night.
Correct. Let's just be fair.
We wanted our money back for all the other nights because we were not gonna stay there.
Why would you keep that, especially if it's not our fault? Doesn't make sense to me at all. So it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're from there or not. It doesn't make sense. It's not a standard, right? I'm all about fair business. Even if I eat something that I don't like, I'm still gonna pay for it. It bothers me when my kids waste food.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm all about being fair. So that just wasn't fair.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah. So just to add in what we've learned, and for all of you watching, if you've never been to Vietnam and you want to go to Vietnam, do not book all the online. Do not book all the nights that you're going to stay there.
Even in person. Don't even book in person, because that's what we did. We booked in person.
That was the mistake we made. And just in case the hotel is going to try and take all of your money.
True.
Just book for 3 nights. Don't go anything more than 3 nights, and then get in the room, see if you like it, try their food, just basically try it out and see if you like it. The reason why we booked all those nights was strictly because of our son. The transitioning for him, he wants a stable place to sleep at least. He doesn't mind leaving the house, going all different places throughout the day, but where am I sleeping at night? I feel like that calms him. And so I wanted to give him that calmness when we are in Vietnam.
Now the other reason to that is because we're going through a hotel or an Airbnb situation. If we book in piecemeal, I think it's going to be taken the same day or the next day, right? So if we're trying to stay somewhere, for example, for a week, 7 days, and we only book 2 nights, well then maybe night 1 or night 2, when we're looking to extend because we like it, could be gone.
That's exactly true too. So that's why we did it.
Yeah.
But I would recommend not to do it, just so you don't go into this situation yourself. Exactly. Because if you see something that makes you feel uncomfortable, you have a right to leave.
Correct.
And then you have a right to your money. If you're not going to use their service, you have a right to get your money back. Yeah. So I don't know if that's an American thing, but that's how I feel. So I'm sure y'all can let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
So they pulled out this policy. So it says, number one, in case the fault is caused by the hotel, damaged equipment, smelly rooms, insects in the room, this is in parentheses, but the hotel has offered a suitable alternative plan or upgraded, but the guest still, spelling it wrong, still wants to check out Carly. The hotel will surcharge the guest 30% of the remaining total bill after the guests have changed the actual checkout date on the online booking website that they have booked, such as Booking.com, Agoda, or Expedia. Okay, that's number one. So number two, in the case of unexpected schedule changes, the hotel will charge 50% of the remaining total bill after the guest has changed the actual checkout date on the online booking website. So we're obviously falling in option one for them. They were saying that because we denied their the third option, because both 1 and 2 had condoms in the room. Because we denied the third option, they have a right to keep all of 30% of our money, right?
The policy is open-ended because, it's a business thing, right? I mean, it makes sense from their end.
Yep.
It doesn't tell us how many, it doesn't cap how many times they can offer you something.
Right. So basically, if you say no to them, they're going to keep your money. That's basically what they're saying.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
So yeah, that's what they ended up doing. So they ended up keeping 30% of the 3 weeks that we were going to be staying in Vietnam.
Yeah, 30% of it, yeah. We paid the one night, we stayed one night, and they gave us the other 70% of the other 21 nights.
Yep. So that was our first experience in Vietnam. And
immediately. Outside of the grab and being at the airport was okay.
Oh, I guess I should say our first bad experience at Vietnam. Because you want to read the text of the manager? You want to read what she was saying to you?
No.
Oh, well, she was really rude as well. We had asked to speak to a manager of that hotel, and she was texting Deshaun on WhatsApp, just very rude, very aggressive, just night and day than what we've been experiencing our whole time outside of America. And even when we were in America, we have never experienced that.
So many hotels we've been in.
Never have experienced someone to just be so nasty through text.
I know, like.
So yeah, she was threatening us, saying that she'll call the cops on us and all this stuff, and so yep, that was our first, I guess I'll say, bad experience in Vietnam. So then on to the next hotel that we found, and I'm so glad that we found that hotel. They were customer service A1, food was A1, the actual cleanliness was A1. So I'm so glad that we found them, and I really wish that we had found them first and we didn't have to go through that negative experience, because I truly feel like that negative experience that we had to go through affected our entire stay, just because we were guarded at this point. Now we're guarded. We can't, it's just night and day from Thailand and night and day from America. Just never experienced that type of
because we weren't
customer service in our lives.
To Lauren's point, exactly, because we're the problem is, and because I want to make this clear, we're not thinking Vietnam is like Thailand, vice versa. We came into that understanding because we solely believed in the comparisons of the two, the comparison and contrast. You're not hearing Thailand compared with the Philippines or Thailand compared with somewhere in Europe, right here, Thailand and Vietnam. So we thought they were very synonymous. So that's one.
Yeah, we did think that, which is wrong.
It's a whole separate country, municipality, all that. It's a separate currency, language, everything. The second thing is because we weren't staying as locals, we're tourists on vacation. Essentially, because they don't care or know about our visa application.
We're coming from America, and yes, we chose that location as our vacation.
Yeah, so we're basically just on vacation, just like someone just want to be on vacation without any visa stipulations. We're just on vacation, so we're tourists.
Yeah.
So, like in America, when you go to a hotel for whatever reason, right, you're a guest. So it's the same. It's a principle I feel that you would be treated, synonymously to a place, and no matter where you go, if it's America and if it's somewhere in Africa, if you're in a short-term stay, a hosting situation, an accommodating situation, it should be a better, joyful experience than your day-to-day life. Because you're on vacation, right?
That's what we were wanting.
Yeah, that's the approach you take, and that blew my mind because I'm like, this is one of the many landing spots here. Mm-hmm. Even before we landed, we weren't even sure, right? Because it could always change to even come back to Vietnam, because it's just a landing spot. Mm-hmm. So to be treated this way just because we were American and there was no fault of ours, that's our assumption.
Yeah, that's what we ended up thinking. I mean, we probably came to that hotel, and that hotel has not experienced somebody staying for that length of time,
right,
and just paying everything.
Yeah.
So, cool. I mean, clearly they just wanted to keep our money.
Money grab.
Because it's not hard to just give it back,
Right.
But they feel like they need it more than us, so they wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
Maybe they do need it more than us.
And and the problem is, us finding the other place is like night and day experience.
Yes.
And they were only like 1.5 to 2 miles away from each other.
Yeah.
Night and day, and they're both 4-star, right?
Yes,
so those stars don't matter. The distance, they're close. It's just off of management and the staff.
Yeah, like anything, management is definitely going to make or break a company.
Yeah.
We definitely know that. So yeah, that's what happened. But I'm so glad that we went to this other hotel. Breakfast was included, and they had laundry service in there.
Yeah, and they cleaned every day, right? And there were also, some other kind of quirks in the place. But I got the guy's number. Brian was exceptional. He was very. I think that was one of the best things in the whole trip was just Brian's attention to us, right?
Yep.
Even though he didn't know us from Adam, and we were only staying there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Very attentive to us, so that's very much appreciated. It doesn't matter how much you pay and who we are. It don't matter.
It's just some people are just kind like that.
Yeah.
And he was definitely one of those people, so we're so glad we got to meet you, Brian, and God bless you, because he really helped me feel better about the whole country. Because I was already feeling, after they did that to us at the first hotel, I had this wall up, and I'm like, that's not for me, this place. Yeah. But he really helped us see that it's not what the country has to offer. That's just that specific hotel. Thank you, Brian.
Yes, that was a good experience.
Yeah, we stayed there. It was like a 2-bedroom apartment. So the kids had a room, we had a room, and then we shared the kitchen and living area. So we stayed there for, it was 5 days?
Seven. Yeah.
7 nights.
Yeah.
And then we went to Hoi An. We went to Hoi An, and now we have in our heads that if we're going to stay somewhere in Vietnam, we want it to be extremely clean, and we want it to be extremely friendly, we feel like it has to be 5-star up. So Deshaun was looking for Airbnbs. They're trusted. Airbnbs are trusted, and hotels that are 5-star, nothing lower than that, because we were scared. So we found this nice resort, really, really nice resort, right? In Hoi An. We found it on Airbnb first.
Yeah.
And it was called the Hoi An.
Yeah,
the Windham.
Windham, Hoi An.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, good reviews. A lot of people go there. Very nice resort. Yeah. We liked it a lot. So it has 2 restaurants. It has room service. It has a beach. It has 3 pools. It's got a lot going on. You can ride bikes around there.
Yeah.
Nice walking, just beautiful. It kind of reminded me of a resort in Jamaica. If you've been to one.
We stayed in the villa first. We only chose 2 nights initially, thinking we would be getting our our Thai visa in sooner rather than later, which it could have went either direction. You know, I think we wish we would have stayed in the villa a little bit longer.
Definitely, the villa was wonderful.
Yeah, the villa was it was a immaculate house. We did a video on it. Very, very nice. But when we checked out, you know, we were looking to extend it, but obviously only choosing a partial stay, right? It gets booked.
Yes.
And again, cautious because we were just trying to wait on our Thai visa. So the day of the checkout, we checked into the hotel because we liked the actual resort itself. So we just went into the hotel side, and a couple hours later, we got approved for our visa for Thailand. So
yes, yep. So they did approve us, and initially I was feeling like, let's just stay for the rest of the time here because we like it. But then thinking, well, we had already paid out January and February here in Thailand, and the weather was not good.
it just wasn't on our side.
So the first few days it was sunny like this. So you can go to the beach, you can be in the pool, you can go to a little bar.
Yeah, basically when we were in the
and
villa,
just,
yeah.
You had games outside, you can be outside, you know.
Yeah.
But then, like, after we got approved for our visa, it was cold, it was cloudy, it was rainy. So no, the water was too rough for us to go in the beach. We couldn't even get to the water. And then the pools were really cold because there was no sun.
Yeah.
So the kids didn't really have those water activities that they love. And what else? Oh yeah, so it was rainy, so we really couldn't be outside. So we only could really be inside of the restaurant where you eat or inside of our room. So
Yeah.
that just made me really kind of want to go home.
That was a good factor of it, but you know, ultimately, hey, you know, like the experience from the villa being at the resort. So let's just continue it because I would have to again, you have to change the flight. That's another cost anyway. So we're just trying to just factor what kind of made sense, and it's like let's just stay here, right? So we end up staying here. Now the next day, because the next day we actually had to check out. So we checked out. The lady at the villa, the host was Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. She let us check in, let us check out late. So we're enjoying the rest of our time in the villa. We were still in the resort, and then we had to go check in the hotel side. So this is kind of where that outside of the weather, just being nagging interference. Because again, we left Thailand and it's bright, it's just sunny. It's just sunny. Up, you know, it's at least partly cloudy, so it's sunny and it feels good all the time. So the nagging fact of the weather, it was cold and rainy.
Yeah. Vietnam has winter, so December is
different.
winter.
Yeah, it's winter for real. That's their winter.
Yeah.
So that it bogged us down because I'm like, we could walk to a beach. We have the pool at the villa, and then you have the main pool and the reception. Like you can't get in the water, get near the water. When we got to the beach, it's windy. It's like a tropical storm over there. It's just so windy.
Yeah, it was very windy and cold.
So that just played a hindrance for the rest of the time. But my main thing, kind of what turned the needle a bit for me, is things in Vietnam are not cheaper than Thailand. I'm going to compare it, because that was our premise of wanting to initially, or at least plan to maybe divert to Vietnam right after Thailand for a long-term stay, or go right to Vietnam from the U.S. for a long-term stay, because how cheap it is. I've looked for days online on Vietnam's, how high they ranked in the quality of their currency and how cheap it is, and it's like on top 2, top 5, top 10 lists everywhere you go. but we did not experience the cheapness of Vietnam. I don't know why. And again,
and I don't know how. Like, if you've been to Vietnam, write in the comments.
Let us know.
Because we've been to the mini marts. We've been to the, like, what are the other convenience stores?
We went to the mini marts.
Q-Mart.
They got the alphabet marts.
Yeah.
We went to the Win marts. You know,
yeah, we couldn't.
We did Grab. It wasn't like shocking. Like it
was.
We paid a lot.
Yeah, we paid a lot of money,
and we weren't eating. Like it wasn't top cuisine. Like we're talking. Like it's just.
Yeah, we went to like an Italian
restaurant.
We went to one Italian
restaurant.
We went to Vietnamese.
It was a Vietnamese-based company, although it was kind of resorty, kind of touristy.
Yeah.
But it was,
we went to a Korean restaurant, so.
Yeah, but it was almost U.S.-based type, U.S.-like prices.
Yes, it was. So I don't know.
Mid to upper grade cuisine, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't.
Like even on Grab, like when we did the Grabs, it was not lower than what it would be getting a Grab in Thailand.
Yeah, no, not at all. I don't.
Like we ordered the traditional Vietnamese food, and it was still coming out. You know, it wasn't cheaper than Thailand. Basically.
It just wasn't. not at all. Like we bought water. I was telling them like we would get water and chips, like snacks, water, right, something to drink, and that was anywhere from $5 to $10, right?
Yeah.
When we're getting water and chips, again, for a very cheap country, water, chips here, right? It's considerably less, 50 to 60% less, if not more. So I'm looking at these bills.
What was happening?
It's like
literally, water and chips was $10 at the
one of them alphabet marts.
Yeah, I think it was Q, the Q Mart or Mini Mart, whatever they called it, but. Then at 7-Eleven in Thailand, if we get chips and water, that'll come up to like $3. Even at Tops.
Yeah.
We get at Tops is like $3 to $4 for water for all of us and a bag of chips for all of us. A family of 4.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That was weird. I mean, because we were just thinking that it was going to be less than Thailand. Again, going off of what people were saying on social media
and just what we've just researched. I've seen
research.
Food. I've seen generally day-to-day life, maybe outside of schooling and stuff like that. It's cheaper in Vietnam, and we didn't experience from the food aspect. The Grab was the same cost.
Yeah.
So
transportation and food was the same cost.
If not, the food was much more. The Grab was the same. Food was much more. All right.
Okay.
Like it was much more. I was shocked at that. So
him being a money man, that was rubbing him the wrong way.
Well, yeah, because what happened is we bought this. We did at the resort. Very, very nice, right? Why we wanted to stay is because breakfast would be included. So that's one meal we don't have to worry about. And it's all buffet. So if you eat to your liking.
Food was good.
Food was excellent. One of the best foods I had at any place in the resort. It was very, very good for the breakfast.
Yes.
Food generally there, but the breakfast was good, especially because it was included. And that's why we wanted to stay at the resort, because if we stay, we're fully in there with breakfast. In the villa, we only had a 20% off being at the breakfast. Because we weren't booked through Winheim directly. Anyway, that was a little part of the reason. Plus, we just liked the experience there. But what happened is we paid for the Christmas Eve dinner. Again, even though it's a 5-star resort, pretty expensive to be, again, in Vietnam, right? It was $100 to $120 US dollars. So that was like close to 3 million dong there. And I'm like, it's touch and go for me. It's a resort, it's Christmas, but it could have been cheaper, again, because there wasn't much variation in food for us. Half of it was seafood.
A lot of shellfish.
And so that, again, a preference thing that deters, that kind of puts a bullet on our
I couldn't even really eat.
Can't really eat.
So we did spend that money, and I couldn't really eat, so that was disappointing.
Yeah. So, but they had the live. It was an event, so I looked at it as that, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is, there's certain things I wouldn't have done if what happened the next day didn't happen. This may not be a big thing to people, but I'm all about principle. So, money, whether it's $1 or a couple hundred or a couple thousand, like, it's just tell me things up front, let me know why I'm doing certain things, and it'll be my judgment or our judgment to say yay or nay. So the problem I had was, and I'm not gonna say this is a Vietnam thing. This is just our experience while we were in Vietnam. So the problem is when we booked to stay the rest of our stay there, right? They told us a certain price. I was good with it. But the next day, they added a surcharge to us, which was a whole nother 20% of what we paid, right? This is essentially an extra $300 on top of the $1,500 we paid to stay there, $300. And for what reason? It doesn't make sense to me, but it's because we have a 7-year-old and not a 6-year-old or under. We had a kid who was above the age limit, and we had to pay that surcharge for us. Well, we already booked. Knowing that we already had our visa to go back to Thailand, all right, we already booked to stay the night before, so we can make sure we can just move our stuff from the villa to the hotel side. And they charged us another 6.9 million dong. And in my head, I'm like, all right. Again, principle for me. Fair is fair, whatever, right? Policy is policy. But why wasn't this told to me yesterday? Because I booked yesterday. You could see the information. You saw that I paid. We booked directly. So to come out again with almost 7 million dong, I was just getting that weird feeling again. I'm like, why is this happening to us? Because this wasn't addressed to us at the same desk the day before. It was just the day before. It was weird to me.
The day before.
It was weird to me, you know. I felt the way.
I don't know.
I just felt the way, and it rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, it's not like everything else is cheap here, you know. So I'm like, we just keep coming out with money.
Yeah.
Kind of for no reason. It was like, so it just followed us since before we even left to Vietnam. So I'm staying now because again, the weather ain't even supreme. I don't even feel like doing other stuff because of the weather. How our kids were acting, and their kids are gonna be kids no matter where we go. So that's always gonna be a default thing. The weather is bad, and we're coming out with so much money with just accommodations for no reason, and food is so expensive there, or at least it's the same as what we were spending in the U.S., which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it was similar to the U.S.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, what are we doing here still?
Yeah, so he came to me that night, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna have to move the flights up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
we're not gonna be able to stay the 12 more days that we're supposed to stay in Vietnam.
It wouldn't make sense financially. It wouldn't make sense emotionally, right? It wouldn't make sense physically, right? Because I can't even be now physically active because it's cold or pouring outside, right? I'm like, we can't share a room because of the whole experience out in the resort when we can't fully enjoy the whole experience out in the resort. Right?
Yeah,
so
it did hinder it a lot, the weather.
Was bad.
So, you know me, I'm like, all right, we'll just find out how much it's gonna cost, because you know it's gonna cost more to move the flights up. So if you're okay with that, then I'm okay with that.
And I was, because we can get back to our home.
Yeah.
To finally be in a stable location, you know, because we've been jumping from short stay to short stay, and to have a bad experience when we don't have to be experiencing that, and to be paying what we pay when we don't have to pay that, it didn't make sense. Let's just pay a little extra for the flight and let's come back here.
Yes.
Let's legally come back here. So
that is the reason that we decided to come back to Thailand, which is home. Please close the door.
Dobby, close the door, man.
Thailand is home for us. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, there is no place like home. Because there really isn't. And it's funny that I saw that comment that somebody said that. I had said that before we even got here.
Yeah.
I was like, there's really just no place like home. Like when you find a place that you consider home, it's really hard for other places to top that, because you already have this love for your home, you know? And let me end this by saying, Vietnam is absolutely beautiful. Like we seen the beauty.
It's naturally beautiful.
Yeah,
for sure,
it's naturally a beautiful, beautiful country. Like the mountains and the ocean. And that is the reason, the number one reason for me that I wanted to go to Da Nang, is because I wanted to be by the mountains
and the water,
and the beach at the same time. And we did that, and I loved it. gorgeous.
Yeah. Like the Dragon Bridge, very nice experience.
Yes.
It's amazing that they do that so often. That was great. It's awesome.
Yes, wonderful experience. Like, I don't want y'all to think that we didn't have like little bits and pieces that we really enjoyed, because like I said, Brian opened up my eyes to really see that, okay, like it's not just that one hotel that's gonna do that to us. And then there was a couple of other people that I don't remember their names that, you know, are super Vietnamese, super kind. And I see that Vietnamese people are very caring and they're very loving, and they want you to be involved in their country. So I got that, and we did when we could.
Yeah.
When the weather wasn't really bad,
Right. Yeah.
It was hard. But I guess the bad did outweigh the good for our trip to Vietnam. But I did really love the beauty of the country.
Yeah.
You know, I did appreciate the beauty of the country. I did appreciate the food as well.
Overall, the experience was jaded because we were in Thailand first. Right? We were already setting up this place as being home base, and it's hard. Like when you go on vacation, the feeling is you don't want to leave your vacation, whether it's a cruise, whether you're staying at somebody's house, right? You know, like whatever you're doing, it's a road trip. Like if you're on vacation, if you're away from work, away from your day-to-day living, that includes, you know, where you live at. If you're away from that, vacation makes you want to stay. Like that's why you go to work, to enjoy your time off away from work and stuff like that. But this was essentially like a vacation to us in a way. We try to make it that way, and for me, it just resorted back to being a border run, unfortunately. And those experiences kind of followed. It just kind of, you know, reared its head a bit, and it was like, wow, like for this to be a new place to visit, and a tourist type of place and a tourist experience that we were trying to have, I was ready to get away from it and be in our situation here, right? And when we got here, the feeling just came back.
I know.
It's weird. I never really felt like that way before.
No, because I just
really
have to
crazy.
say, like, you know, you see all these videos about people talking about how they're crying when they're leaving Thailand to go back home to wherever home is.
I see that.
They come to Thailand for vacation. They're crying. Like, they literally do not want to go. And then when they get back to their home outside of Thailand, they're depressed. Like, they're literally sad because they're not in Thailand.
Yeah.
And he's right. Like, when we literally got into the Bangkok airport,
it felt different.
I was just like, I was so happy. So,
yeah, it's crazy.
You know, Thailand is a different level. Like, I don't really understand what it is, but it's just a different level, and you just felt like this sense of peace again, and sense of relaxation,
sense of belonging too. Like just belonging.
Well.
I don't know. It's weird.
Even though, like, we got to Bangkok, and then we had to drive 3 hours down to Hoi An.
Yeah.
And then we were standing outside of this house because it was locked. They didn't have it unlocked for us. At 5 a.m.
Yeah.
We were standing out here waiting for Daniel to come and unlock the the gate for us.
Yeah.
I was still like, it's so great to be home.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I don't know, it's hard.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all.
Like I was so happy, like I couldn't go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep. Like I was just unpacking stuff. I went to the store.
Yeah, he was excited.
We could walk to 7-Eleven again, like just to get stuff, like just simple. It's just simple. The weather, obviously.
And then for it to be a great cost again, that was a breath of fresh air. And then we're in this great neighborhood. We don't know anybody here, but I just still feel like I belong here. I don't know.
It's nice. It's
so.
Yeah.
To close it, for us, it's Thailand. If we're gonna say Thailand or Vietnam, for us it's Thailand. Yeah. Like I said, Vietnam was absolutely beautiful, and the people are really nice and kind, and the food is really good.
Yeah.
But I understand that Thailand is all that and more for us.
Yeah, it's
you know,
the feeling. That feeling is
it's
there.
just that feeling. And I'm not saying that all of Vietnam is like that, or your experience in Vietnam is going to be
Would
like that.
Correct.
I don't mind going to Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind seeing it because it's another city. It could be a whole better experience for us.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, please, you go to Vietnam, you explore Vietnam, Da Nang. Please go to Vietnam, Da Nang and explore it and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But I just have to end this with, for us, it's Thailand.
Yeah.
For us, it's Thailand.
With those kind of heavyweight, you know, I won't say debates. I'm not gonna, you know, make it all dramatic. But when you're comparing the two countries, one, don't compare the two countries.
Oh yeah, don't compare.
Just don't compare the two countries.
Go to both the countries. Go to both of them, see them yourself,
Yeah.
and then you can make that decision on your own and make a video about it.
Yeah, there's people who choose Vietnam over Thailand, right? And everybody has their own differences, but I just compared it. We were there for 15 days, and I compared our first 15 days here.
Oh yeah.
So it's
15 days versus 15 days versus pretty much the same time of the year.
Pretty much.
So yeah. And we went to multiple cities in Vietnam too. So we went outside the resort in Hoi An to just explore a little bit.
That's why we left early, or that's why we went to Vietnam, and that's why we did what we did.
Yes.
We're back here.
So we are back here in Thailand, and this is our home. We have our visa, so we are good here. Thank you so much for watching our video. And of course, if you have any other questions, or if you want us to go more into detail about anything else, please let us know.
Yep. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, please like and subscribe. Please share the video. You know, it's good to just understand people's perspective, whether you agree with it or not. It's good to be open-minded and not always subjective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So.
Yep. Let us know in the comments if you agree or if you don't.
Yeah.
For you, which one is it? Have you been to both, Vietnam or Thailand?
Yeah. Visit both. Put both on your passports. Put both in your phone galleries. Get those memories and experiences. Yeah, let us know which one you would stay at from a long-term stay. For us, like Lauren said, it's Thailand. So.
Yeah.
So guys, it's a long video. I'm glad you guys were able to stick with us if you stuck with us. So we'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.